Welcome to Girlfriend.
Welcome to Girlfriend.
Special. Oh, my hair fell down.
Tiny
Tipsy Tuesday.
Tiny Mike Tipsy Tuesday
edition.
Saturday.
Right.
Today is Saturday.
So a little context. We are not in our normal studio. I don't know how many people actually watch the videos, but in case you do, we couldn't schedule studio time for a lot of reasons.
I was at a conference Friday, which was yesterday, which is usually when we record.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a train wreck.
So we decided that, like, let's just do it on Saturday on my couch, and we are going to maybe do like a mini-sode.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see about the vibes.
We're also drinking.
You've got that thing, and I'm gonna be like, here's my Bahama Mama 10%.
Nikki let me try it, and it tastes to me like a melted popsicle in the best way. I thought it was really good.
Okay, so my dad has a friend who works at Buc-ee's, and every time I go, he's always like, hey, this is like really good, and he's also a lightweight, and he like got fucked up. And I'm a lightweight. So I was like, it's like $3-4. Like that's
pretty good.
That's fine by me.
Yeah.
So
I got I got seltzers because I thought you were gonna drink some of mine. So I got the like Simply Lemonade, but they're Simply Limeade. So yeah. So there's, if you want to try. I mean,
we'll see how I'm at with this tall boy.
Yeah. Okay, we need to start with notes from Sabat from last week's episode.
Okay, yeah, so we listened to last week's episode. Okay, so for those of you guys, we had technical difficulties, so we published it late because the video got cut a little bit early. But we figured it out, obviously, and you guys should all have watched it. And we were watching it on the way to taking my grandparents to the airport. So that was interesting because
watched it or just listened to it?
We just listened to it. Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch it. She put it on her phone. Yeah, that's what. Oh god. She put it on her phone. So I don't know if maybe she had it like and she was like glancing at it or something. But yeah. So my grandpa wasn't paying any attention, and my mom and I were listening, and my grandma was just mostly impressed that me and my coworker were on the radio.
How old are your grandparents?
They are 70. They're in their 70s, mid 70s.
My dad is almost 70.
Well, you're also like,
I know I'm older than you.
You're also.
I have a grandparent story. Something happened this week with my grandma.
Okay.
Not like a sad way.
So yeah. So we were listening to it there. Also, Sydney has a cat.
I'm fostering this little black cat. She's kind of wild, so if we get disrupted, that's what's
appearances probably.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway was my mom thought I was too loud and that Sydney was too soft audio wise, and then she really wants Sydney to explain her thing with smelling things.
Yeah, he texted me afterwards and was like, "My mom wants to know why you smell things," or something like that.
Which was something I did also think about.
Oh, really?
But I forgot to. I'm ADHD. I'm not like clinically diagnosed. So
yeah. I don't know if I have a good answer for it. I think it was just like, it's like a very soothing thing for me. And I think especially when I was a kid, like, I don't know, I was like comforted by the smell of my like teddy bear or blanket. I think my dad, he told me that he had like a little pillow when he was growing up, and he used to like smell the little pillow too. So I don't know, it's probably just like a family trait.
Well, smell's also the sense that's mostly linked to memory.
Yeah,
they're really close together in your brain.
Yeah, so
interesting.
Yeah,
like what did they smell like? Because we talked about your
they kind of. I don't know
like a carnival, Penny.
Penny did not smell like a carnival. Thank you so much.
Well, you said she smelled, so I was like a carnival.
No,
like fried Oreos. What are we getting at? What did Penny
there is like a. Well, I don't know what Penny, R.I.P. I don't know what she smells like anymore. But I do have my little scrap of baby blanket at home, and it smells kind of like. I feel like I'm like an influencer trying to describe a candle that I want to sell you, and I'm not good at it.
It's such a niche.
Right?
It's such a niche
I just
thing.
follow out of it. Instagrammers, and they're like, this is like smoky, sensual. And I'm like, what does that mean?
It smells like a man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
ew.
I'm like, huh? And they're like,
have you ever smelled a man before? Well, yeah, it's not a candle scent.
It's not. Anyway, back to me.
Sorry, it's my bad, yeah.
No. It smells like, I think there's like a little bit of like sweetness to it because it kind of smells like syrup because I think I had like
syrup hands, toddlers, you know, do like that.
Yeah, sticky hands. I don't know, just kind of like warm and comforting.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but like it's good. But yeah, there were times growing up that my teddy bear got washed and it smelled like laundry detergent, and that's always a nightmare. That's always a nightmare. So yeah. My grandma called me this week and was like, Did you buy something with Bitcoin? And I'm like, what? No. And she's like, something came up on the credit card, $1,200 on the Bitcoin. And I was like, no, not. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, what's going on? And my uncle lives with her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, first she was like, okay, we'll call you back. And I'm like, okay.
Also, I love the, like,
I go to
maybe
grandma.
Sydney was the one who spent $1,200 on Bitcoin.
I don't know. So she just like hangs up, and then she calls me back and she's like, okay, well, we think it's a scam. And I guess my uncle was like cussing out somebody on the other phone, and I was just like, what? And she's like, it popped up on my iPad, $1,200 on Bitcoin. And I'm like, what do you mean? Or she goes, I got it. She's like, I got a notification. And I'm like, where? Like, do you get something in the mail? And she's like, it popped up on my iPad. And I'm like,
your grandma's got an iPad. How old is your grandma?
My grandma, she turned 90 last summer, so she's going to be 91 in June. Yeah. Okay. But she loves her iPad.
iPad baby?
She loves Major League Baseball. And she has like the MLB app, and she'll like follow, she's a Yankees fan.
Ew.
Yeah. Our whole family's Yankees fan.
Ew. What the fuck? You guys are from has anybody even fucking been to California? California. New York? Sorry. Yeah. I was thinking about the Dodgers.
Yeah, my brother lived in New York for a while.
And that's what got y'all on the Yankees track?
No, we got on the Yankees track because my dad said that when he was in Little League, he was on the Yankees. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so we just
Dylan did baseball. And he was on the Phillies, but I'll be damned if I support any motherfucker from Philadelphia.
Philly sports are fun though, yeah.
Fuck Philadelphia and fuck their fans. It's one of my big three of awful fucking sports cities.
Yeah.
They're good, but I fucking hate them. Philly, Boston, and any team associated with the state of Tennessee.
Oh.
Tennessee Titans, Nashville Predators, all of them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Okay.
Your fans are just assholes at all three of those places too.
Yeah, I don't know much about sports.
But anyways, you were saying you guys are Yankees fans.
My grandma watches on her iPad. Yeah, she watches the Yankees on her iPad, and she plays like gambling games. I don't know if she's spending real money. I don't know. We don't know. I don't know.
Okay, anyway. Okay, Mima.
Yeah, so anyway.
Is that what happened? Okay. Continue.
Well, no, she said she got an email that said $1,200 on Bitcoin, and there was a phone number, and they called the phone number because she's old.
I understand. You know, it gets a little confused. I'd be a little confused sometimes too with like spam texts.
Yeah. Sure. So anyway, I called my dad, or I told her, I was like, you need to go, like, get dad to figure this out. Cause, like, her and my uncle, like, they're not gonna figure it out.
How old's your uncle?
He's younger than my dad, but we don't trust him.
Okay.
And so I called my dad and I was like, Grandma's about to get scammed. You need to check on her.
Grandma's about to get scammed is great.
And so he called her and he was like, we're taking the email off her iPad. She doesn't need email. Who's she emailing?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, she's not. So anyway.
Keeping FaceTime, cool, fine, whatever.
Yeah. So we are good. No Bitcoin money happening.
So, like, was it an actual charge, or did she just get an email about it?
It wasn't a charge.
It was just a scam email?
Yeah, it was a scam email. They called. I don't know what the scam was, but she was good. Yeah. This has happened before. There was, like, a time when I was living in China, and somebody, like, it's called, like, the grandparent scam, where they call and, like, pretend to be the grandkid and say that they need money. And so it happened, but I was living in China at the time, and I'm the only granddaughter, and they were pretending to be the granddaughter.
That is so
and
fucked. You think your grandma would recognize?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I know. But like, I don't know, they're good. And so she ended up she called me and she was like, "Did you just call?" And I was like, "No, I'm on the other side of the country."
It's fucking 4:17 in the morning right now, Grandma. What are you?
And she goes, I got to thinking about it, and I thought that probably wasn't you. And I'm like, no.
Also, the accent for your grandma's really good.
I know. I go with my grandma accent. So anyway, yeah. They get targeted. It's really sad. But
it is really fucked up, actually. I really love the TikToks where people pretend to be grandparents.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen those.
You haven't seen those? It's like they pretend. You don't get on TikTok. But it's also like Instagram Reels probably too.
Yeah.
But it's like these people will have like a voice changer on their phone that like makes them sound like they're older. Mm-hmm. And then like that standard like, "Oh, you silly," like it's like that just that accent that like grandparents always talk in.
It's good.
And then but they're actually young people who are like hackers, so then they like fuck around with the scammers. I also love fucking around with the scammers. So I don't do anything. So
I'm like, say more.
My favorite story is I was on a walk with my aunt. Mm-hmm. I might have told you this, but we'll tell the people listening.
The people.
We were on a walk, and my aunt was getting a call, and she was complaining because like she was like, "I don't know who this number is," and she answered it, and she was like, "Oh, it's one of those scammers." And I was like, "No, like give me the phone. Like I love it because it was real. It was a real person."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I fucking love when they're real people because then you just like fuck around with them."
Yeah.
So this was like the most elaborate I've ever been with one of them because I could tell he was very interested. So he asked about like home, like something about not HVAC, but like an old conditioning unit or some shit. Maybe it was HVAC, something like that. And I was like, "Oh, at my house, yeah, I do have an old HVAC or whatever the fuck." Yeah. And he was like, "Okay, so like what, like how old is your house?" And I was like, it was made in the 1920s. And I can't get my fucking baby daddy to fucking leave it. I was like, I've been telling him that we need to just fucking sell it and split it 50-50 because we're no longer fucking together because he decided to go around town with another tramp. And then, like, the dude's listening. Yeah. And he's, like, quiet. And I could tell he's thinking about what to say. And I remember...
he's just like, "Men are trash, man."
No, literally. He was, like... And I could tell he was, like, thinking about, like, how to fucking approach this. And he was like,
okay. This is not on my little... like.
This isn't on the script. This is not on the script. Yeah. And, he was like, "Oh, okay, so like, is the house insured?" And I was like, "No, the fucking house isn't insured because he missed all the fucking payments for it, and he's living it. And you know what? The house is in my name. The house is in my name. And tell me why my ex-husband isn't fucking leaving it." And then he fucking brings his fucking whore tramp wife over, his new fucking tramp, over to my house that I pay the damn bills for. It's my house and I pay the bills, and he can't even cover insurance for it. And then like the dude's just listening.
And this is just like a spontaneous story that you.
I didn't plan this. Like I just kept rolling with it. And then he was like, I remember at one point he was like, "Wow, like I'm really sorry." I was trying. My aunt is dying next to me because I'm on her phone talking about some fake man who doesn't exist, who's married to a new fake woman that also doesn't exist. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm trying to put my kids through college because that shit is so expensive nowadays. Yeah. And he's not even helping me with bills. And I can't even kick him out. The police won't do anything about it. And then I think I was on the phone with him for like 10 minutes, which is like, he was invested in my story.
Yeah. He's like.
And then at the end of it, I was like, "No, I'm just fucking with you. Don't call this number back." And then I hung up.
That's really good.
Yeah, but I love fucking with them, especially the real ones. The robot ones and the AI ones are lame. So lazy. People are getting so lazy nowadays. But like, I used to like just like pick up.
Don't you just like wonder about those people? Like, who are those people?
I don't give a fuck. They're there to scam people.
No, I know. But like, I don't know that. I'm not saying they like need our compassion, but I'm just so curious. Like, what's the profile of like a phone scammer?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? But I don't care about people who most likely try to scam old people. For the most part, it's old people.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm really like, bad. Get a real fucking job.
Yeah.
Get a real fucking job. So, like, I used to answer it, and whenever they'd be like, "Hello, is this, like, something, something?" And I'd, like, just scream. Like, I'd literally just, like, put my phone speaker in my mouth, and I'd literally just go, like, "Aw." Because then it's, like, fucking, like, blasting in their ear, and then they always hung up. It was, like, I was at a football game one time, and I was like, "Why are you calling me?" Like, I'm in the middle of I love talking with them. But now they've gotten lazy, and they're doing AI.
This is why robot you're so good at creative writing.
It is why I'm really good at it. I was just, because I was like, oh, like, no, like, give
Improv.
it to
Here
me.
we go. Here we go. I got it.
Give it to me. I'll answer. I'll talk to him.
I want you to, like, have, like, different characters for the different personas.
I really should have. I should have been like, hold on, let me put him on the fucking phone.
Yeah.
I'll be like, who the hell is this? Oh, God, I don't love them because they're assholes.
Yeah.
But I love fucking around with them because, like, I also don't feel bad. But yeah, that's like what people do. Like, they don't like make up elaborate stories like I do, but they pretend to be old people, and then it's always the ones about like online and like clicking on like Google Pay and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's always, but they'll like do the thing that they know takes the money away from the scammers, and then they get pissed, and then they yell, and it's like really funny. They'll be like, "No, ma'am, do not click." Yeah, it's like stupid shit like that, and I love it. I eat it up every time. I could like watch like hours of it because it's so funny to me.
That's really funny. Have you ever watched The Bachelor, The Bachelorette?
Okay, so I used to be super into it, but like recently, it's just been so fake, just for people who really want to see themselves on television.
Yeah. Did you watch Rachel Lindsay's season? I'm bringing this up for a reason. I need a little bit more information. She is best known as being the first Black Bachelorette. She married.
Okay, wasn't she recent? Wasn't she a couple years ago?
It's been a while. So her final two were Peter, who we were all obsessed with. He had gray hair and a gap in his teeth. Peter. And then she picked a guy, Brian, who was a chiropractor.
But okay, that means nothing to me. Let me Google what she looks like. She sounds familiar. I think I know who I'm thinking about.
I'm bringing this up because her and Brian are getting divorced. They announced it a while back.
Of course.
But
I feel like most of them do.
Today on the news about their like divorce filings are happening, and he's like a chiropractor. And he is like asking for spousal support, and he's saying that he makes like $1,700
per.
No, Rachel Lindsay. He makes $1,700 a month, and he's like listed.
Oh yes, I know who she is.
He listed his assets of like things that he has, and one of the things he listed on his assets was an air fryer, and people on Reddit are losing it. And
are you serious?
And and it made me think of it when you were telling your like fake story, because they're like they live in the same house still because they haven't got the property like divided and the divorces whatever. And so in the divorce filing, it's like, this is really awkward. We want to get this done so we can like sell the house or whatever.
Yeah. And he claims the air fryer.
Yeah.
You know what? They're fucking getting, because they're getting a lot more like commercialized. Yeah. I kind of low key get it because I feel like.
Wait, an air fryer or what?
An air fryer. Because I feel like nowadays, like, because everybody's getting one, it's that classic like corporation incompetence. Like they start making shitty products because they know you're never gonna like go back if like you're a satisfied customer. Because I feel like my mom tried to get a new air fryer and it was fucking awful. She returned it.
Well, I don't know the manufacturing date of his air fryer. That was not listed in the legal documents.
But I don't blame him. Those things are fucking badass. I love our air fryer. I fucking love our air fryer. I don't blame him.
I don't have an air fryer, but I thought it was so funny. One, he's saying he only makes $1,700 a month, but he's a chiropractor, and he has like all this, he's claiming all this debt, and he wants, out of the marriage, out of the house, but he wants to keep his air fryer.
I don't blame him. Like I said, I feel like because you don't have an air fryer.
Yeah, probably I don't understand. Yeah, I haven't lived it.
Why don't you have an air fryer?
Okay. I've thought about it, but I don't like having a lot of gadgets.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, I use my crock pot.
Crock pots are good.
And
do you use it when you leave for work, or do you just leave it like when you like know you're home all day?
Usually I'll make something on the weekend and while I'm home. Yeah, I don't use it too often. Instant Pot, I don't have an Instant Pot.
Those stress me out.
Those are really
those stress me out.
Yeah,
or pressure cookers, those stress me out. Those stress me out. That's a little too much of a.
Those ones, it feels like it's going to blow up in your face. So I was like, I can't do that. No. That's not for me. So yeah, I think the only thing I have is like a crock pot, and that's enough. I'm good.
I do love crock pots.
Yeah,
I had a crock pot party one time with my friends.
And everybody brought something.
Like everybody brought their own crock pot and their own little thing that they made in a crock pot. So we all signed up for like a different thing.
Yeah,
like entree, appetizer, drinks. And, like, the challenge was you had in desserts, and we all had to make it in a crock pot.
The only thing is, like, I love a crock pot, but I think if you do a crock pot party, all the foods are going to be soft,
Yeah.
So, it's not a bad thing.
She keeps biting my toes, guys.
This cat's really out of control.
I just
need to make sure that we're still recording.
That's a very good point. Wouldn't it be so funny if we're, like, cut, Is it still recording?
It's still recording.
Okay, love this for us. Love this for us.
Technical queens. Yeah. I saw something. Somebody did like a board party, like a
a charcuterie stuff.
Yeah, like different like dessert board.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
I think that's also really fun. I love when people do like things like that, like themed nights.
Yeah.
I also have always wanted to do the cocktail one.
What's that one?
It's like so it's like bring a cocktail based on blank. So like I've seen one where it's like people in college did it based upon their majors.
Oh.
And it's like you get like a little like people get creative with it.
Yeah.
So it's like one of them was in the College of Nursing, so she brought like Jello shots, but it was in like the plastic syringes.
Oh, cute.
So it was like, or maybe it wasn't a Jello shot, something like that. But it's like people like get like themey with it.
We used to. Okay, I don't know why I'm having all these like China flashbacks recently, but when I lived in China, I was like on a team, and we would do like meals together like every 2 weeks. They're kind of like potluck style.
Yeah.
And then we started trying to like add variety. So sometimes it would be like, okay, we'll do Italian night or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was my favorite idea that we did. It was my idea.
Of course, it was Sydney's favorite.
But we did like mystery ingredient, and so I had a list because also shopping in China, like not as much is available as an American grocery store, or there's different things available, right? And so we made a list of like things that we could get locally, and I think we had them draw like, and you had to make a dish and incorporate that ingredient into your dish. And
that's
so that was
fun.
Yeah,
it's
but it was like fun. Like it would be like potato chips. Like you have to and so it's like you make a casserole and have potato chips on the thing,
like as the like topping or something.
Yeah. So that was fun.
That is really fun. It's like how they do it. Not MasterChef. I don't know. One of those cooking shows does like you have to include like all
chopped.
3 ingredients. Chopped. Was it chopped? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to include like potato chips, broccoli, and like raspberries, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with potato chips, broccoli?
But we didn't want to. I mean,
that's a little too intense. But that's such a cute like idea.
Yeah. It'd be like, okay, you have to have black beans in your dish, or you have to have whatever. So that was fun.
I've always loved doing things like that.
Yeah, I like a themed.
And then it's like fun because it's like it kind of takes away from that because I feel like the worst part about hosting is like me as a guest. I don't know if I'm just really fucking anxious, but like Sydney can attest that every time I come over to her place, I always ask if she wants me to bring her anything because like to me, like the hospitality warrants me.
Yeah.
Like I want to bring something to show appreciation for you inviting me over.
And I appreciate that.
And I feel like when you host a party, like food is such like an important factor of it.
Yeah.
And it's also really fucking expensive.
Can be, yeah. Yeah.
So it's like I feel like it's fun and then everybody feels included.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always hate being like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
Am I overthinking?
Well, and I think that particular, like the chop style, it's kind of like.
It also makes it a little game.
It's a little game, and it's like, I tried something new, so if it's not that great, like, nobody's going to be like.
Yeah. So everybody's going to be like, I mean, you had to cook with potato chips.
Yeah. 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 You are really good about bringing stuff. Nikki always brings me candy.
Yeah, I was just like, it's like, it's just like, because like when somebody hosts, I always like, I want to get them something to show that I'm excited.
Yeah, I like that. It makes me feel appreciated. Last week, I think it was last week, you came over and she was at
I got we got Culver's for dinner.
And she asked me ahead of time, she was like, okay, we're coming from Culver's, do you want me to bring you anything? And I was like, no, I'm good. And you were like, stop being dumb, what kind of ice cream
send me your concrete mix.
And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I do want something.
Yeah. So that's why I'm always like, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, give me what you want. So, Yep. Oh.
She's so feisty.
I know.
She's going to be the star of the show. She's also adopted, folks, so sorry.
Yeah, that is true. So she's a foster cat, and I've had her for maybe 2 weeks, but she's getting adopted, but she can't go until she is spayed. So she's going to stay with me a little bit longer, but she's good.
I love the way that Sydney interacts with cats. Because, like, they're just noodles to you. Yeah. Which makes sense, because, like, you've had cats all your life.
Yeah.
But it's, like, I've never, like, owned a cat. Like, I just know, like, petting them.
Yeah.
And then Sydney's just, like, flopping her around.
That's how, like, I feel watching people with babies. When people...
Ooh, holding babies is
so scary. And, like, when you see, like, a parent that has a baby or has had several babies, and they're very, like, comfortable with the baby, and they know, like, how their neck and all the stuff
that just stresses me out.
And I'm, like, better at it now because I've had, like, a niece and a nephew, but I'm still kind of like...
No, I don't. No. I'm also just not a kid person. Who was I talking? Maybe it was Amy or something. Maybe it wasn't Amy. I don't know. I'm just like, I hate picking up kids.
Yeah.
I hate like babies, kids.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I always say, I feel like I've never had that like mothering instinct that like a lot of women supposedly have.
I think that's
misogynistic.
Yeah.
Because I've just like, I think it was Amy.
It's just men getting women to do childcare for
no,
free.
Literally.
That's what that is.
Because it's like, I've never like, even like, because like little girls like play house all the time.
Yeah.
I never everybody always fought to be the mom. Yeah. I was always cool being like the cool aunt or even grandma. And then Amy was like, oh, like, but grandma technically.
Grandma.
And I was like, no, but it's different.
It's
like,
different.
It's like a separate, different layer.
Yeah.
Like I was always grandma or the sister or like the aunt or like the neighbor or something. Like everybody always be like, I want to be mom. No, I want to be mom. And I'd be like, I can be the kid. I can be grandma.
Yeah.
I can be the cool neighbor down the street.
It's creative writing again. You're like, I'll be whatever character you want me to be.
I can improv. You know, I don't tell a lot of people this.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to find like a little hobby growing up, Dylan was always into sports.
Yeah.
But like I never really like, I did volleyball for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did volleyball for most of high school. But then my mom really tried to get me into theater. Mm-hmm. Cause like, have you guys met me?
Right.
At this point, like it's like I seem like the type to be really
expressive.
I was just very expressive. But I was just like, I don't know. So it was Beauty and the Beast, and I did get a call back, but I didn't get like the final thing after the call back.
Like at a local theater, or
it was local up north, so it wasn't in Auburn. Okay. So it was like in my old
your old stomping ground.
Yeah, old stomping ground.
What did you audition for? What part do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't think if we even did like characters or if it, because I was also like, maybe it was for characters, but I was like, I don't remember if I was for a character, but like we just did something and they gave us lines and I like performed it. But I also had like really bad, I really hate talking in front of people. Like, huge people, like I can do small groups. I always say, I was telling this Allie on our way either up or down from the conference yesterday, I was like, I'm not an extrovert, I'm an introvert that stepped up.
Yes, I know. Yes, I see that about you because I think you can turn it on. Yeah. And you do. Like, hello. And you're super funny and you're super engaging.
Yeah.
But
so
then
like it's also like I need like afterwards I'm fucking exhausted. I'm so exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm the introvert that stepped up.
Yeah,
I'm not the extrovert. Because like most people are like, oh my god, you're an introvert, and I'm like, shocking, right? I know, but I guess my introvertedness doesn't exceed my hate for socially awkward situations.
Is it? Because I feel like you're very entertaining.
Yeah, that's also a very good point.
Yeah, it's just so you're like, you see it and you're like, okay, these people need to like laugh and be entertained. So like,
pretty much, or I'm just like we're all just like because like I was also the same. I was the same person who, if nobody ever offered themselves as leader for group projects, that was something I always fucking did.
Okay.
It's just like when everybody's awkward.
It's the oldest daughter.
It is the oldest daughter.
It's very okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is the oldest daughter in me. It's just like, because it was just like, it's also just like, especially with group projects, I was always like, y'all, like somebody just needs to fucking like wrangle these cats together. Because it's like, because I also don't fuck around with my sleep schedule.
Yeah. We've talked, you took that class on sleep.
Yeah, I took a class in psychology of sleep. But even like before that, I was always like, I didn't, like if it's not done after 11 p.m. and I'm still on campus, I don't give a fuck what we get, I'm going home.
Which also, you texted me at 11 p.m. last night.
Okay, that doesn't mean I go to bed. I don't want to be doing schoolwork late or like work.
No, and late. I was never like an all-nighter because I was like, I'm going to do better if I go to sleep.
Yeah,
and
like, which is scientifically proven that you do actually do better when you go to sleep.
I want to say, so Nikki texted me last night at like 11 and was like, are you awake?
Yeah, because I know your ass goes to bed.
I do.
I invited you for the Taylor Swift new album. There's a bunch of people in Auburn that were doing cute little listening parties, and Sydney was like, oh my god, being out past 10 p.m.
on a school night. So no. No. But so last night, it was Friday night, Nikki texted to me at 11. I was in bed. I was not asleep, but I was getting there.
No, I knew you were because she was like, I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and if you watched last week's episode, if you know, you know.
Yeah. And at first I was like, is Nikki okay? Like, that was my first like, because we were like, are you awake? And I was like, do you need something?
Well, because I know you go to bed earlier, so I was like, I don't want to be like,
I know. But then I was like, yeah, no, I'm awake. And then you asked about like when we're going to do the podcast and like some work gossip. And I was like, we got to do this another time. We got to do this another time. So then I just went to sleep and didn't reply.
Yeah, and I figured. I was like, oh, she's just back the fuck out. Yeah, that doesn't mean I go to bed early. I try midnight's usually my like, all right, phone's off, laying down, kind of bedtime.
I've always been an early to bed girl. Like
any later than that, I'm like pushing myself. It's also different on weekends.
Yeah.
And it's also I go to work in around 9, so I wake up around like 8:15.
Yeah.
So it's like I still get my 8 hours.
It's important.
Yeah, I've always been like...
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And then that way, when you go to a fucking doctor or a therapist, they can't fucking blame it on your poor sleep habits. I'm like, no, I'm just always like this. It's not because I'm fucking exhausted.
You're the oldest daughter.
It's because I'm the oldest daughter. Ooh, wow. You're rich coming from you. You're the youngest sibling.
Yeah. So,
which makes so much sense.
Yeah, because I love
birth order stuff.
Yeah.
Birth order stuff is so interesting.
And that's all, like, all the science says it's like, it's kind of bunk. Like, it's not, but I still love it.
It's like astrology.
It's zodiac, yeah. So, and I've also heard that, like, I think a lot of my good friends are oldest daughters.
Yeah.
Or oldest. And I think I just...
Which is...
Yeah.
It
makes sense. I like people taking care of me.
Makes sense.
And I like people, like, taking charge. And I can do it, and I do it.
But you don't want to.
But I don't want to.
Yeah. That makes sense. So. I love... Because, like, every time... I always ask... Because you can't just ask people, like, what their birth order is. But, like, whenever... I guess you can, but, like, it's not, like... It's, like... private. It's not private, but, like, I feel like it's just, like, an awkward thing to be like, are you an only child? And then they're usually like, yeah. And I'm like...
Well, no, you just be like, oh, you have siblings? And then you're like, oldest, younger? Like, yeah.
But it does, like, like you said, like, the science isn't there, but it's, like, always funny. I saw somebody post, this was so stupid to me. I saw somebody post about, how the eldest daughter typically gets with, like, the youngest son. I'd kill myself. There's no fucking way I'd end up with the youngest son.
Because they're...
fucking awful.
Yeah.
They're fucking awful.
Yeah.
Because...
they're men and they're the youngest.
And they're usually, like, the baby.
Yeah. And
the youngest boys usually is.
Yeah.
Everybody that I've ever been romantically interested or involved with has been the eldest son.
Okay.
Not necessarily the oldest kid, but, like, the oldest son, at least.
Yeah. It's interesting. So my brother is older, and then his wife is the oldest daughter, or there's 2 in her family. She's the oldest. And so, and they're very, like, I think they're compatible. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I don't know.
She just treats her like she's a noodle.
She's a little noodle. Yeah, but they're both very, like, driven type A kind of people, and it works for them. So, yeah.
So I cannot be with, like, the youngest.
Do you consider yourself, like, a type A person or a type B person?
I don't. I think for the most part, I think I am type A.
Yeah, I think so.
But I also don't like saying that because I feel like I'm also not, like...
You're cool about
the type A to, like... I feel like when somebody announces, oh, yeah, I'm a type A, it's like, yeah, like, we can go.
Yeah, because
you're really
uptight and annoying.
Uptight and really obnoxious about really things. And it's like, I am too about certain things, but I feel like for the most part, I'm also just like, okay, yeah, we'll just do it your way, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Sean's really fucking stubborn. Sean is so fucking stubborn. So I can't be that type A around him.
Yeah. I always kind of consider myself type B, but I am, like, organized and I have systems for stuff, but I'm not, well, I guess I am sometimes, like, particular about, like, stuff at my house.
Yeah. But that's, like, the thing. Like, it's not, like, 100% either or. It's, like, even with, like, extrovert and introvert, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
It's, like, you're not really, like, very few people are 100%
right
in every single aspect of their lives.
Yeah, I agree.
One or the other.
Look at her face when she does that. Talk about the cat.
You guys did this last week, too. You guys, like, she's got crackhead eyes.
She does.
She's spunky.
She's really spicy.
And, like, she's gotten, because I was last weekend?
Last weekend.
I came and I met Prairie Dawn. I call her Juniper.
Everybody, so she has a name from the Humane Society. Her name is Prairie Dawn. I don't like that name. I just call her a little black cat.
The black dog.
The black dog. I hope it's shitty. And the black dog. but everybody who meets her gives her a different name. So you call her Juniper. Our coworker Megan, her daughters on FaceTime call her Susie.
Something like Susan.
Susan. I don't know. My other friend, Courtney, came over with her daughter. They wanted to name her Betty because she boops, which I thought was really cute. So, I mean, she can be whatever you want her to be. She's a little mirror ball.
She's a little mirror ball.
So,
yeah. I love black cats. I think black cats are my favorite. They're also usually like chill as fuck.
I have never had a black cat. This is my first time, and she's not chill.
Yeah, she's not
chill. But I think it's okay because I know she's gonna go somewhere where she'll have a nice life.
She'll be loved.
Yes.
And treated nicely.
She's been loved.
You're treated nicely. You know what I fucking mean.
You
know what I mean.
Yeah.
But she's going to another place where she is loved and treated nicely. And they'll have plenty of spunky moments.
I FaceTime my parents today because they're watching my niece and nephew for the weekend. And my stepmom was like, oh, let's ask if we can see a little black cat. And my niece was like, she has an orange cat. I did have an orange cat, and that cat died. And I guess nobody told my niece. And my stepmom was like, no, she's got a black cat now. And Eliza was kind of like, huh? I just picked up the cat, and nobody said anything about it. So, anyway. Another tragedy.
I always say that if I had a cat, I think I'd get an all black cat because they're just so cute and they just like blend in everywhere, like when it's dark out. Because I really love the pictures and videos where it's just like they're like in a dark corner and then they like look at them and then you're like, oh my god, there's a cat there.
There have been a couple of times in the house where I'm like, where is she? And then she'll be like under a bookshelf or something and I can't see her. So
because she's like solid black.
She's
too.
pretty solid. I think maybe as she gets older, there might be a little bit more variation, but yeah, no, she's a black cat. Probably a witch.
I do love all cats, though.
All cats better.
I think all cats are beautiful. I think all cats. But I think if I ever were to get one, I'd want a black cat.
I'm sorry.
Because I also just fucking love Halloween, and it's such a Halloween thing.
Yeah, she's so Halloween. Yeah.
Or a tuxedo cat. I think tuxedo cats are really fucking cute, too.
Tuxedo cats are cute. Yeah. I like calicos. I think calicos are really pretty. I mean, I love all cats. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, should we wrap up Tipsy Tuesday?
I think.
Okay, well.
We got a lot of. Sorry for the short episode.
Yes.
First of all.
But thanks to everybody who listens. Honestly, okay, I want to say twice this week, too. They're all my friends. So shout out to all my friends. Called me or whatever, or like talked to me in different ways. And they're like, I'm listening. And like, it's really fun.
When you can look at like our like, and I'm like, oh my god, like people actually do like
listen. It's not like it's like
just super cool.
It is fun.
We're really thankful for you guys.
And it is nice when we hear from like, and they're just like, oh, it's just kind of like,
I know the other fucking Sydney Bassett.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah. They're like, it's just kind of like cozy in the background. Like I feel like you're there, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. So
we're like on FaceTime with you. You guys are our besties.
Yeah.
Our fellow girl brains.
Yeah.
Even for the men out there, you guys are also our girl brain.
A girl brain in spirit. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we are going to try to get our interview next week. I talked to her, and we're going to get that scheduled.
Okay.
So that will be fun. So look forward to that.
That would be so fun.
If you like our couch episodes,
let us know. Give us feedback.
Comment. Tell us what we should drink next time.
Literally. What did you drink? I showed what I drank. What did you drink?
This is one of those like it's like the Simply Limeade.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We talked about that in the video. I didn't know if that's like what you poured yourself.
No,
because it's clear.
I know, but I had to pour it in the glass because it wasn't cold enough, so I wanted to add ice. So.
But I figured, I don't know, it'd be a little bit more like lemonade looking.
Yeah, I never know what they look like in the cans.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for
tuning in this week.
See you next week. Bye.